He says, therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a certain king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. These servants have a debt. They're indebted to the king, and now the king is calling these debts due. The king wants payment. What's interesting about this introduction is this is a conclusive thought. This is a conclusion. And we know this because Yeshua begins this parable with therefore, indicating there was a discussion beforehand by which now he's going to get into the conclusion. And so, actually, to put all of this into context, we got to go back a couple verses. And so let's drop back real quick in verse 21. Then Peter came to Yeshua and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Up to 7 times. Peter's looking for the threshold. What is the number when I can say, I ain't doing it? I'm not forgiven. I'm going to wash my hands, where I can tell someone, go pound sand. That feels good to the flesh, right? Because we're justified, we're wrong. Peter wants to know, what's that number? Is it 7 times? Him grabbing this number 7 is not coincidence. Peter understands the number. This is a sacred number. It's a number of fulfillment. It says in Proverbs 24, a righteous man falls 7 times, but he will rise again. And so Peter brings this out and says, is this the marker? Is this how many times I have to forgive? And after that, then I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. Listen to Yeshua's response. Yeshua said to him, I do not say to you up to 7 times, but up to 70 times 7. Blew Peter's number out of the water. 490 times. Is Yeshua conveying to us, and may I say Peter, is he conveying to us, once someone sins against you the 491st time, let it rip. Then you can say, listen, I don't have to forgive you at all. I'm done with you. There is no forgiveness here at all. You have to ask yourself, is this the idea that Yeshua is conveying? And the answer to that is absolutely not. He's conveying something so magnificent and so powerful, it will change your life. It'll change your perspective. I want to take you to the book of Daniel. In Daniel chapter 9, it's a prophecy of the Mashiach, the Messiah. And it is a very specific prophecy. One of the things it details is that the Messiah is going to come before the destruction of the temple. He's going to die. This is what is detailed. And what a coincidence. Because Yeshua comes, roughly born around 70 years before the destruction of the temple, dies roughly 40 years before the destruction of the temple. Exactly how Daniel prophesied it would happen. Within Daniel 9, this is the beauty, it details the work that the Mashiach would do when he would come before the destruction of the temple. Listen to what this says. 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city to finish the transgression. So when Yeshua is on the cross in John chapter 19, and he literally says, it is finished. This is what he's detailing. This is what we're to recognize. This was the coming of the Messiah. This was the work. And when he said it was finished, the work on his cross, he dealt with transgression. And then it goes on and says, to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity. When you look at this word for reconciliation, it's kafar. Kafar means to cover, as in to cover sins. This gets more interesting. Exact same Hebrew word pronounced kippur means atonement. And so you've got kafar, you have cover, as in covering sins, kippur, atonement, kofar, same Hebrew word, ransom. All of it is detailing Yom Kippur. This is a Yom Kippur statement. This is the work the Messiah was to come and deal with transgression, with sins, and iniquity. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a very specific structure. We're dealing with, in the Hebrew, pesha, chata, and avon. What is laid out here is literally the A to Z. The intentional sin that was committed to the unintentional sin that was committed. The small sin that was committed to the greatest of sins that was committed. Every sin conceivable is expressed on the testimony of three: pesha, avon, and chata. Well, this, interestingly enough, is the very structure you find in Leviticus 16. For Leviticus 16 is the ceremonial expression of the day of Yom Kippur. And look at what this says. In Leviticus 16:21, Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat. This is the scapegoat. You know, on Yom Kippur, there's a very special ceremony where there would be a lottery box that would sit in front of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, and there would be two lots in there. And he would have two goats at his side. And he would stick his hands in these lottery box, and one of the lotteries said, La Yahweh, and the other, La Azazel. And he would pull these out, and he would set them on the heads of the goats. And the one that was for La Adonai, or La Yahweh, would be sacrificed. And then this one is the scapegoat. It's La Azazel. And with La Azazel, we read, Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat. Listen, confess over it all the iniquities, the avon of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions, their pesha, and concerning all their chata, their sins. This is Yom Kippur. This is what the high priest was doing. And he would lay his hands on this goat and confess all of it. All sins, intentional, unintentional. Everything is wiped away. This is the power of this day. All these sins would be forgiven. Absolutely incredible. And then it ends with this statement that I did. To bring in everlasting righteousness. You know, John 3:16, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. This is the work of the Messiah. This is the work of a high priest on Yom Kippur. That's what this is. How does the work of Messiah get introduced in this text? Look at this. 70 weeks. Shavuim, Shivim in the Hebrew. Do you know what that means? 77s. It means 70 times 7. That's what it means. And so when you look at Yeshua's words, when Peter says, how many times am I supposed to forgive my brother? Up to 7 times? Yeshua's response is, I do not say up to you 7 times, but up to 70 times 7. Do you understand what Yeshua said? When it comes to you, Peter, thinking about whether or not you should forgive this person this time, look to me. Look to me. I am the template. Consider who I am and what I have done. Consider what you have experienced through me. Life-changing. Absolutely change your perspective on how you analyze and the feelings, the ill feelings you hold towards your brother or sister. We're supposed to be looking to him. And I know when we don't, when we harbor ill feelings, we're not looking to the Messiah. We're not looking to Jesus. We're looking elsewhere.
Hey there, this is Mike at Corner Fringe Ministries. Thanks for watching our video. If you liked the video or it encouraged you, do us a favor. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Now, if you want to watch the rest of this video, hit the button here. And if you want to watch the rest of this series, you can check it out here. And don't forget, you can download the Corner Fringe Ministries app today on any of your Play stores. Thanks for joining us at Corner Fringe Ministries.